Hey guys, how's it going? So in this video, I want to talk about wedding vows, marriage vows. So we know by now, I would think, that women usually marry for the money. Everybody knows this. It's not just a saying, it's not just a catchphrase. They actually put that into motion in reality. Women marry for the money all the time, okay? We know that's why, most women go for men because they are providers. They're loaded. They can, furnish a lavish lifestyle for a woman. And it's not to sound sexist. It's not to sound chauvinist. It is the truth. Women go for guys with money. We know this. It's not a secret. So I question this, marry for the money. What exactly is that? Well, I can tell you, it's a contradiction of what marriage is. Because if you pay close enough attention to the wedding vows, you stick with that person through thick and thin, meaning through sickness and health, for richer or poor, as long as you both shall live, till death do you part. So that is a sacred promise that you make to your partner. If you're going to marry for the money, then you don't know what marriage is. Now, granted, I don't know what marriage is personally because I've never been married. However, I pay attention to the words. I pay attention to, even the most minute details that most people would take for granted. Oh, well, that's just part of the wedding ceremony. That's part of the, the little act. Well, it's not an act. You know why divorces cost so much? Because you made a promise not only to your partner, but you made a promise to the state that you're going to be in this civil union with your partner. And one of you, if not both of you, had broken that promise. So divorces are messy, they're expensive, and I can understand why that is treated as a penalty because you broke a promise. If you marry for the money, you don't know what marriage is. You've already contradicted yourself on your wedding vows before you even put a ring on their fucking finger. You've already contradicted the wedding vows. So if a woman marries for the money, guess what, guys? She don't know what marriage is. She just doesn't. You've been played. You've been suckered. And I know what this sounds like. This sounds like a woman-hating video. I don't hate women. I don't hate women, but I do question the institution of marriage. Because if you marry for the money, you don't know what marriage is. What if the guy has money and then he goes broke? What does she do? She leaves. I want to grow old with somebody. And well, you know what? You're the reason I'm in fucking debt. Because you want this, you want that. Gimme, 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 gimme. And then you go broke. The cash flow is not steady. And it's not enough to keep her satisfied. I know, I sound like a chauvinist pig. But that is the truth. And the court systems are always in favor of women. They put guys on a fucking, guillotine if they could. The court systems are not in favor of the men. Not always. They are more in favor for the women. However, again, you make a promise to stay with that person through thick and thin, through sickness and health, for richer or poor. That's the big one. So for richer especially, but for poor, you don't mean that. Those are just empty promises blowing in the wind, because if you really understood love and marriage, you would stay with your partner, even if they didn't have a fucking dime to their name. You know why Grandpa and Grandma's marriages lasted for as long as they have? Because they actually understood the vows. They understood in their time that marriage is forever. You don't get to bail when things get hard. You fix the problem. You're supposed to build together as a team, as a couple, and try to make things better. The problem with these young people nowadays is they view marriage in the same way that they view being pregnant, like it's a fucking luxury. You know, they show the baby bumps on social media all the time, and they brag about their baby bumps and how beautiful their children are, like a fucking Maserati. Like they just bought a new car, or a fucking new couch, or a new 4-slicer toaster, for Christ's sake. They treat babies and children the same way. And then marriage comes along, or you get married before you have kids. This is all, performance art. They listen to these wedding vows and they're like, yeah, just get to the part where we kiss. They don't even take that into consideration. And that's a shame. And that's why I'll never get married. I have never proposed to a girl, ever. And I will never get married. I'm enjoying the single life. The single life isn't so bad. Yeah, I have my moments where I get lonely and I think about, just having a girlfriend, it would be nice. But when we're talking in terms of wedding vows, no one understands the seriousness of the wedding vows, especially the younger generation. They get married like it's no big deal. And then, these couples, these young people, they don't understand the institution of marriage. They think it's all fun and games until they get bored. Well, what did you think marriage was? You're supposed to be with that person for the rest of your life. I don't know, guys. What do you think? If you can refrain from calling me a chauvinist pig, leave a comment in the comment section. Let me know what you think about this. For richer or poor? Well, if you're going to marry for the money, that is a direct contradiction of the wedding vows. Because you don't know what it's like to be with a guy who doesn't have much to offer. You marry for the money, remember? Just a thought. Let me know what you think. Have a good one.